What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're here in the Philadelphia area today looking for some fishing opportunities, and it's 43 degrees outside. It's windy, it's cold, it feels like winter, and for that reason we're going trout fishing, because trout are a species of fish that is active all winter long. Philadelphia is like a pretty depressed fishing area, and every spring new fishing opportunities arise when the great state of Pennsylvania stocks thousands of adult rainbow and brown trout into the creeks. Fishermen from all across the state will flock to the creeks on opening day in the first few weeks of trout season to get their piece of the stocked trout pie. After the first 3 weeks of trout season, though, participation kind of slows down, and those trout don't all get caught and killed. You know, a number of them survive the onslaught of fishermen and stringers and buckets. Some of them even survive the oppressively hot and humid summers that we experience here on the East Coast. So, today, we're going to go to some creeks that were stocked in April, and we're going to try to catch trout. We're going to assume trout have held over all summer, and we're going to be able to catch them now in mid-November. And the beauty of this is, odds are we're not going to see anyone else fishing today, and there will be unpressured trout, hungry trout to be caught. I mean, there's got to be some trout left. I just don't know. I don't know what we're going to find. You know, we're just going to snoop around. We're probably going to try like 2 or 3 different creeks and see if we catch them. I don't know. We've got a few hours to fish, and if we're lucky, we'll get a handful of trout. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Alright, so this was the road that's going to take us along this creek. Creek is right down there. This is a popular trout spot in the spring. On opening day, there will be dozens and dozens of cars parked all along this road, and this road goes down a few miles. But now there's no one, alright? Let's give it out there and give it a shot. Alright, it's definitely cold. This is all I brought with me here. I brought these 2 plugs up top. I got like a little Castmaster, and I've got that little pink jig right there. And I'm gonna also, I got this rigged up, little plug. We're gonna try to plug some trout out of the creek here. This is basically just my sad attempt at steelhead fishing. You know, I want to be up at the tributaries fishing for like real trout, but we can't be up there, so we have to resort to the depressed urban creeks that have virtually no trout in them. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how many trout there are in here today. We'll get a good idea if this is worth it or not worth it to fish the spring-stocked creeks. Just twitching this plug around through some of the slower waters. Probably going to cover a lot of water today, trying to find like a couple bites. In theory, these trout will have grown since being stocked this spring. The average size they stock in the spring is like 11.5 inches. It's possible. Oh, dang, there was a bite. That was a trout right there. We missed him. There was a bite, quick bite. Oh God, just missed another. I'm gonna take this plug off. Try jig, maybe we'll get a better hookup ratio. There we go. Hey, look at that. All right, first pool we came to, got a brown trout. All right, so there he is. That is like a typical stocky right there. I don't know, he's still got like kind of a messed up fin. A lot of times when they stock these fish, their fins are messed up, but then once they live in the creeks for a while, their fins kind of ripen. You know, mostly good. Mostly good. Got him on the little plug. Little brown trout. All right. Let him go so that maybe you can catch him. All right, maybe this is actually going to be money. I don't know how many trout we can possibly catch today, but that's a good start. Browns and rainbows are really what they stock. State of PA stocks and what most states will stock is browns and rainbows. Rainbows will die at a lower water temperature than the browns. The browns are a little more tolerant of warm water. I think the rainbows start croaking once the water's like 79, 80 degrees. You know, those rainbows are just about dead, whereas the browns can tolerate maybe like up to 82. I don't know, might have to fact check that, but the browns can tolerate slightly warmer water than the rainbows. So yeah, I don't know if we'll really see any rainbow trout in here today, but the browns definitely have survived the summer, so that's good. That's good. Getting them on the plug is good too. See if we can't catch more brown trout. There we go. Number 2. This one's a little smaller. That one is awfully small. Dang, he definitely wanted it. Yeah, this is clearly a stocky. That's like the fin thing I'm talking about. A lot of them have messed up fins when they grow up in the hatcheries and the raceways. You know, they live in concrete. Fins get chewed up by the concrete, but still thriving here. All right, 2 trout, missed 1. Definitely better than I expected. This is only the first hole. We're using a 5-foot ultralight today just to keep it sporting. And I think we got 6-pound test on here. 6-pound fluoro. Oh, I just missed one. Look at that. He jumped. He tried to spit it after I missed him. Yeah, this is actually pretty surprisingly good. Good number of trout in this creek. And like I said, you know, no one's fishing this stuff this time of year. So these trout have not seen a lure probably since May or maybe June. Dang, they are just swirling on this thing. All right, well, this first hole produced a couple trout for us. That's pretty good. Just little stocked trout, yes, but for November, it's a pretty good bite. These holdover trout. The only thing that sucks is the sun shining in my eyes. Just downstream, these riffles open up into some slower water. We're gonna go down there. Seems like a prime spot. Just downstream of me, there's a tree. That tree that's like kind of overgrown over the water. Usually that means deeper water. Thinking right in front of that, it's a little deeper, a little more promising. Let's see. There's one. All right, kind of right where we expected him to be. I was kind of walking over this way. I was gonna hop in the water. Another brown trout. He's all hog-tied. All right, so these fish are definitely like not big, but they're aggressive. They're better than catching creek chubs. Some little browns. That thing definitely followed my plug. I assume he followed the plug from deeper water over there. All right, I'm not seeing any promising holes further downstream here. It's looking pretty shallow. I'm gonna go back to the car, and I think we're just gonna go try an entirely different creek. This one clearly has browns in it still. The browns have survived the summer. I think I landed 3, and I think I missed 3. 3 trout. I think we've only been fishing for about an hour, which honestly, this is better than I expected. So, all right, let's go try a different creek altogether. Probably drive like 20 minutes, 15 minutes to another creek. It's worth noting that Philadelphia has had 50 inches of rain this 2018 year, with a month and a half to go. That's already 10 inches above normal. The summer was very, very rainy. You know, good flow of the water. It's probably helped these trout to survive like the hot summertime temperatures. In like a really dry, hot summer, these trout might not survive. No, they hold over pretty well, these browns at least. And yeah, we're just gonna go try somewhere else. We are in business today. Wasn't sure how this was gonna go. Going better than I thought. Now we go to the next spot. This is definitely an option for a lot of people who want to fish in the fall, the winter, but think that there's not many fishing options for them. You know, these trout are stocked in so much of like the United States, these little stocky trout, and I mean, plenty of them hold over throughout the summer and are available to catch again in like the fall and winter. So I mean, I don't know, I'm just saying, you know, if you're looking for ideas to go fishing maybe close to home for a couple hours, this is a pretty good option, and it's one where, you know, there's no shortage of stocked creeks. And yeah, you're not going to find the pressure that you're going to find in the spring. The spring, these creeks are a shit show. This time of year, no one, it's totally overlooked is the point, you know? So we're just going to keep on going. Let's see if we can't catch like a nice trout. Let's try to catch a nice trout. All right, here we are. Banging looking creek. Heavily spring stocked, no fall stocking. The old hole under the bridge, usually good for a fish. Any bridge is usually good for a fish. That's your sea money fishing tip of the day. There's one. Under the bridge, rainbow. Look at that. Even a rainbow held over through the summer. All right. I mean, clearly a stocked trout here. That. All right. That's not bad. That is not bad. This fish survived the extreme summer temperatures. I'm sure this fish has been caught numerous times. That's a good one. Even the rainbows held over. Some of them, one of them. I think hit it hard too. These fish are definitely hungry and aggressive. Ooh, that was a bite. There he is. Ooh. All right. This would be trout number 5. Ooh, he's gone. Trout number 5. That's pretty good for a creek that hasn't been stocked since the spring. I would definitely rather be down the shore plugging stripers, but striper season in Jersey this year, the fall's kind of a bust. Not much bait, not many fish, except for the boat guys. I'd rather be plugging the beaches, but instead of plugging the creeks. At least we have something, you know, we got some kind of fishing opportunity. Throwing plugs, catching fish on plugs. All right, we haven't had a bite in probably like a half hour now. We're fishing good looking holes and it's not producing. Either these trout are slowing down like late in the afternoon, or they don't want this Rapala, or they're just not here. We've got a real nice hole right here that we're gonna work over right above this dam. All right, yeah, given like the depth here, I think we might be better off throwing this little jig. I'm gonna let it sink down to the bottom, work the lower water column. And this jig kinda sucks, I'm not gonna lie. It's not my preferred jig. It definitely can work. It doesn't have much action though. It has no action whatsoever. No action whatsoever. This is like a little, like you buy them as like a 2-pack. I think they're made by VMC. I would consider them kind of low-grade jigs, just based on the fact that they don't have any action. I mean, you can give them the action they need. There's a fish. That is a fall fish. That is not a trout. But it was something. Alright, so we're gonna let that fish go. And we're gonna get this jig back out there. And we're gonna see if we can't fool a trout into biting. Those fall fish are fairly common. Generally will eat just about anything. I don't know if this thing's gonna produce any trout bites for us. It's the UL Minnow 04. Slow sinking. Let's try below the dam. Let's see, it's definitely a good spot. Find some trout. There's one. Oh, what do we got? It's a little trout. Another brown trout. He was hungry. Sir. Alright. Let him go. Alright, been a while since we got a trout. Thankfully, we got another. Alright, now we start our journey back to the car. The sun hasn't quite set yet, but it is getting low. Getting cold. I want to go pet these cows, but with these rocks, I'm kind of risking getting my foot wet just to be able to pet these cows right now. I think it's worth it. I definitely want to say what's up to these things. What's up, dude? Hey, bud. Oh boy. Alright, we're done. Maybe these cows are expecting food. I think they like food, so we're just gonna find them some grass. Dude, I don't know what's up with these things. They're like super curious, but like they're scared. Curious and scared. It's the life of a cow. Let's see if we can get back across the creek. All right, let's see if we get one more trout under the bridge. Rush hour traffic's getting angry up there. I can hear the stressed people honking. All right, guys, we are done. I forgot to film an outro, but yeah, we're sitting in some traffic. Oh no, not bad. Don't forget about the trout this winter. If you got cabin fever, I mean, cabin fever is hitting early right now. With like no striper run, it's practically winter now. I mean, it's 39 degrees. Freshwater is getting tough fast for us shore-bound anglers. Hopefully there's a lucrative ice season ahead. And yeah, don't forget about the trout this winter. All right, well, I'll see you guys next time.